Hey everyone, I'm Haley and welcome back to What the Film School. I've done updates since I've left film school and I didn't really plan on doing this, but today I actually went back to the NYU campus and I went back into the Tisch building where I had all my classes. The day that I officially graduated film school was May 17th, 2017, and the anniversary for that date was just a couple days ago. So I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about what my life has looked like since then. And also after this, you can check out the two other videos that I said I filmed about little updates from like a few months after I graduated versus like a year after I graduated and then up until now. 2 full years, let's get into it. So I do think I talked about this in the other videos, but I'm just gonna reiterate this fact, is that up until graduation, and even through graduation too, I was really panicking about finding a full-time job, like to start basically right after I left college. That is something, looking back on, like I understand totally why I was freaked out, and like I think everyone also was freaked out at that point unless people already had jobs lined up. But I just felt like once I graduated, I needed to be doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. Like it felt like that was like the end all be all, and I felt like if I wasn't gonna go straight into a job that I would be a failure. Like the last few years of film school meant nothing. And looking back on it, I feel kind of bad that I put that pressure on myself, because honestly, like, you come out of film school and you're so young and you just learned so much, but that doesn't make you an expert either. If you're coming up on your graduation or you're gonna be graduating from film school at some point, I really want you to learn from this that you don't have to put that pressure on yourself for no reason. You have time to find a job that you really want to get settled into and do for the rest of your life. You don't really have to find that right off the bat. And if you do, then that's great. But if you don't, if you move back with your parents, if you take some time off, if you just take some other odd jobs to save money, whatever your path is, that is going to be what your path is. To kind of take you through my journey for the last couple of years, I think hopefully it might give you guys some comfort, some context. I came out of film school with an internship that I had for a couple years. I got it my sophomore year. My hope was to continue to do that internship and maybe work more for them, maybe take some more hours or even work full time. But the job itself really was only an internship, and I was a videographer for this investment bank in the city, so whatever interviews, conferences, you know, kind of corporate updates, things that they were sending out to their clients, I was filming that stuff for them and also doing the editing for the videos. And there wasn't as much work as I had hoped there was. I didn't really feel like there was a lot of growth for me in that department. So I decided to take on another job, another part-time job at the same time. And I was working at Trader Joe's for a few months, which I always say like was such a great job. Honestly, I loved working there. I worked there for about 6 months. The company is fantastic. Like I had great coworkers. I had really great managers. It felt like there was so much variety in what I was doing, even though, you know, it's like stocking shelves, talking to customers, doing all of that. And I felt like I got a really good like sense of independence and community from that, which I think was really great. This was leading up to the end of 2017. So like 6 months out from graduation, I was doing 2 part-time jobs. I was starting to get really antsy, really frustrated, because I felt like I was applying to stuff, wasn't really finding anything. I felt like the positions I was in were just so temporary that I couldn't really like feel comfortable with anything. So I ended up actually applying and interviewing for something very random. It was just a call center job, and this is from the like 8-month update that I did a little while back. I'll link that video also. That call center job was a full-time position, and it was a sales job, so it was something kind of out of my normal sphere of things, but I thought maybe it was a skill that I could learn, could be useful down the line. So kind of towards the beginning of 2018 is when I got that job. Maybe it was only even a month of this job, I realized how much I hated it. I was just like ready to get out of there as fast as possible. The position, it was cold calling strangers all day long and trying to get them to buy a product. And it wasn't that I didn't believe in the product. Like I thought it was actually a pretty good thing that I was selling. I just was so uncomfortable. I'm not a pushy person. It was just a really awful situation. And the company itself, there were a lot of things about it that I thought were just really, they did not fit my personality whatsoever. Like it was a very like stress inducing, like if you're not the most top person at the company, then you're just a failure. And so during that time, I was also interviewing and applying to other positions. And around this time, actually last year, I got offered a position to basically film like behind the scenes footage of a reality TV show concept that was getting pitched to networks and to production companies. This is kind of a weird position, but I was able to go back into videography and editing. I worked with this family where I was just like filming kind of the day-to-day with them, editing their videos, sending those off to production companies and all that, which was a very interesting time. I definitely learned a lot about myself as an artist, because what was great about that position is that I had a lot of opportunity to just use my own creative ideas. I learned a little bit of like working with a client and understanding what they want to get out of something, and then taking that and doing it in a creative way. I also learned a lot about editing in a creative way, because a lot of the times we cut together like almost kind of like short little music video type of things. So I felt like I learned a lot of new editing techniques. There was also the opportunity to learn on the job by way of like doing a lot of research onto different things that I wanted to do, emulating styles of other creators, other videographers. So I did really enjoy it for a while, and it got to a point where I knew it was also time to leave that position, because I had kind of gotten out of it what I needed to, and I was ready to move on. So at the end of 2018, I took a little time off, like a couple months, to just kind of work on some personal projects, kind of refresh myself a little bit, give myself some time. And towards the end of 2018, I got very lucky, because a really good friend of mine who works at the company that I work at now, she was like, hey, there's a videography and photographer position opening up at my company. I'm gonna send them your resume. And I was like, please do that. So that worked out, and obviously I got the job, and that's where I've been working for the last 6 months. So I'm very excited to say that the job is actually the best job I have had since I've left college. And I'm working at a finance company like I was for the first time that I was working in videography, which is honestly a really great environment, because I get to help out with their social media. I get to film and I get to photograph everything that happens within the company. It's really great to have all this new responsibility. And I feel like if I had gone into this job right out of film school, I might have felt a little bit like a fish out of water, because it's a much larger scale company and there's a lot of work for me to do. And all of the stuff that I've done up until this point has really just helped me prepare for being able to manage myself, manage my time, figure out, how to do projects, be creative, while also, doing things kind of by the book. I think like, my time at Trader Joe's really helped me learn about kind of teamwork, but also working independently, which applies to me now, because I do a lot of independent work at my company, but I know that I have a team behind me that I can go to for help if I need it. I feel like I also learned a lot of phone etiquette from working at that call center job, but I also know I really hate working at a call center, so that's something that I can take away from that too. It's been a long road in the last 2 years. It's been quite a busy one for me too. The way that it's been going, I've been really happy with where I've ended up after 2 years. If you have any questions about my journey, about jobs that I've had, my experiences, how to get into videography, anything like that, please just let me know in the comments below. I'd love to make some videos to answer some of you guys' questions, so if you have video recommendations for me, let me know. So I post videos now every Sunday. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified anytime that I post a video. And look in the description, do all that kind of stuff. You know where my links are, you know where I'm at. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys again soon.